guys, and welcome to this video. Here I'm going to tell you this design principle called hierarchy. And from the word hierarchy, it means precedence, giving priority to certain things. So it's important for you to understand hierarchy in your designs because you're trying to pass an information, but out of all the informations you're trying to pass, some comes up as the most important information. So your design must be able to communicate this to people, like this is the biggest thing I want you to see on this design. So the hierarchy can be in form of your text, the hierarchy can come from your image, the hierarchy can come in the color. Okay, so all the principles that I've explained to you are things that you can apply on the major elements that I have told you about. So looking at this design here, the biggest thing here, the font, the with the biggest size here is online tutoring. And what it means is, like, books can mean a lot of things, fine, but what I really want you to know is going on here is that there's an online tutoring that is going to start. It is when you figure out that this is an online tutoring that then your eye catches the other details on the design. So you must put this to mind when you are making a design, that the most important thing, the first thing you want people to see, should be glaringly different, especially in size. It could also be in color. Okay, so one thing is important: this is what I need you to see first, and after that I need you to see this. So once a person sees this design first, the first thing that comes to mind is online tutoring. If the person is a really targeted audience, the person feels, oh, I need online tutoring in what subject, then the person look around the flyer to find those informations. So you the element that has the highest hierarchy pushes people or takes people down through the flyer or through your graphic to look out for the informations that are remaining. For example, maybe you have a business card. Most times you want to state out your services, or you want to state out the name of your business, and then when people figure out, oh, I need this service, what do? They look out for the information, the address, the phone number, or the email. But how do you think making your email the first thing, like the biggest thing on your design, will look like? Like, how do I care about your email? The only reason I can care about your email if I think I need to message you. And the reason I'm going to think I need to message you is if what you're trying to render is applicable to me. So hierarchy is very important. Sometimes you have more than one images on your design. But which of the images do you really want as your communicator? Do you want it to send a lot of signal to people? Remember the tour flyer I showed you the other time? The ship was really evident, like, okay, this is a tour, we're going to take you right on the sea and all of that. Okay, so you need to understand that. For example, on that design that I showed you, we had the ship, and then there was a little small image, 3D image on the design, but you can see it was just small in a corner. The major thing we wanted people to see was the ship, because the design is about touring. Okay, so this is how you give hierarchy to your element on your design. Don't ever joke with it. And sometimes the way you give hierarchy is through the color. So I can decide that, okay, everything here is white. I could decide that, okay, I could decide I want to make this color, right? Because one of those colors are on that book, is on that book, and that's why I'm using that. I can decide to do this. Immediately you catch on this design, you might feel like, oh, that looks different. I can decide to make it like this also, because there's a color there. But this kind of distinguishes the online tutoring from the math and physics, the let's learn over the web, and all of that. So you must understand that you're adding, in every design there's an heading, or in almost designs there are headings, there are subheadings, and there's the body text. So your subheading should not on any instance be bigger than your heading. Your heading is the first thing you want people to know, want people to see. If your subheading is bigger or even close in size to the heading, then that design is not really going to make sense. You can see here the math and physics, which could also serve as a subheading. I don't know why it's up here. Which could also serve as a subheading, will look like this. Does it come close in size? So this makes it stand out, like, okay, this is a subheading. You are telling me that what you are running here is an online tutoring for the subject math and physics. You can see balance here, right? You can see contrast here. Can you also see alignment? Yes. So every design that you see, just find out all these principles that I've told you about, and you're going to see that they are evident. Something just has to stand out in your design to communicate what to people, that this is the most important information. This is what I want your eye to catch first, and after that you look for it, especially when you are doing an information flyer. You know, some flyers are not informational, but there are some flyers that are informational. You just want people to get an information. Some flyers are just for brand awareness. You just need people to get familiar with a brand, the brand logo, the brand color. That is not really an informational, but this is an informational flyer. We need people to take action, knowing that there's an online tutoring going here. So depending on the kind of design you're doing, you need to understand what exactly should come first, what should come after that, and what sizes these things should take. Okay, this is going to be the end of this video, and I'm going to see you in the next video where I take you around the environment of Canva so that you can know where what is in the next video.